to the Screen Time Continuum. It is Sunday, and we are here to bring you the review of Bullet Train. My name is Keelan, and I'm here with the fellas. What's going on, fellas? Nick, how you doing?
Happy Sunday. I'm well. How are you?
Happy Sunday. I'm very well. Can't complain. I am moving at high speeds, similar to this movie.
It's Sunday?
It is Sunday.
Jesus Christ, I'm losing track of the days.
Oh yes, indeed. And we have Mike. What's going on, brother?
Man, everything under the sun. You know how I go.
What? But the moon's up.
Yep, and the sirens too.
Ah, fair enough. Fair enough. I guess it's sunny when it's loud.
Right. Well, it's raining, so
So,
people are slipping and sliding.
oh,
Oh
don't
yeah.
I don't even want to think about it right now. It's just bad out here.
Yes,
It's
sir.
always something about that first little slick that people just can't seem to get with. But by about 9 o'clock in the morning,
Because
everybody.
it rains so infrequently here that people think that, when a little bit of water hit the ground, speed up. Makes sense.
No,
Yeah. Go
Go
faster.
but
faster.
that's what they do.
Let me hurry up and get through the rain and get
Right,
home.
Maybe
right.
maybe cut your brake line before you leave too, just in
Might
case.
as well.
Might as well.
Might as well. But no, at least after a few hours, most people adjust. I think by about 9, 10 a.m. tomorrow, everybody will kind of be used to it and
It's
ease
because they
up
And
on
then
already
it.
in
it
the hospital.
and then it won't rain for another 3 years. So
Right.
Right.
Well, I think what it'll be is they'll hear about all the things that happen and go, "Oop, don't want that to be me." But then you're right, Nick. Then we'll get about 900 days of rain off. I mean, excuse me, of sunlight before the rain comes back. But
Well, I hope not sunlight. Jesus.
yeah, 900 days sunlight.
No nighttime?
No, not at
All
all.
right, are we in Alaska?
No,
Times
no,
10.
no. I think they only get like 130 days of sunlight or something like that. 160 days of
Yeah.
sunlight. So we're going well beyond that. Well beyond that. This is like Chronicles of Riddick's type stuff.
Oh, that's a different review.
Yeah, that's an entirely different review. Oh, I apologize. So, guys, here we are on our Sunday review, and we are here to review the 2022 Bullet Train movie, which is currently available on Netflix. Go ahead and check that out if you haven't seen it. It's been out for a couple of months, so I don't think this needs a spoiler alert. However, it hasn't really become popular, it seems, until the month of November, December rolls around. So, like the last week or so, I've been seeing it more trending, it seems. Um, and so here we are, here to cover it, here to talk about it, tell you guys what we think about it, and wonder what you guys think about it. So let's get some first thoughts from myself about what this movie is, and then we'll get into some first impressions, yada, yada, yada. So the movie Bullet Train is an adaptation of the book Bullet Train, which I believe is originally called Maria Beetle, but whatever that name or however that translates into Bullet Train when it translates to English. The Bullet Train book was written. I couldn't remember off the top of my head. Sorry, it was written back in 2010, and that is one of the things that this movie is made from. So that's one inspiration. The other inspiration is the Hitman video game. If you haven't played the Hitman video game, it's about exactly what I just said, a hitman. The book is about us, pretty much what we see in this movie, a slurry of hitmen and assassins that are on different missions that somehow become intertwined.
mm,
With that being said, this movie has a pretty thick ensemble cast. Like, I was kind of like, where they gonna fit in all of these faces? I don't get it, but they did, and then it just keeps going. So I'm gonna give you a good handful, but I'm not gonna give you everyone in this movie. You have Brad Pitt, Joey King, Aaron Taylor Johnson, Bad Bunny makes an appearance, David Leitch, Sandra Bullock, Michael Shannon, Karen Fukuhara, Logan Lerman, Brian Tyree Henry, Andrew Koji. Oh, wait. Hiroyoku Sanada, Zazie Beats, Ryan Reynolds, Joanna Watts, Masi Oka. Uh, Man, yeah, there's just so many more names. I think I'll actually just stop there. There's a few more people that I actually remembered and noted from other things. I'm just gonna stop there because I see about seven, 10. about 11 more lines of names, and I'm not gonna do that. And it's about 3 names on each line, so about 33 more people were in this movie. Um, so yeah, really big cast. Movie ran 2 hours and 6 minutes. You definitely, I don't think you can really walk away at the beginning. There are points in which this movie you can kind of walk away a little bit or take a break, and you won't miss much. But for the most part, you got to pay attention for the whole 2 hours and 6 minutes of this action comedy movie. This movie is essentially about an assassin who's on their very last uh, job before he tries to retire, before he heads into retirement, and everything that comes along with that. Just so happens to be on the fastest train in the world. So yeah, let's see how that turns out. With that being said, fellas, let's get some first impressions rolling in here. Oh, wait, sorry, I must mention this movie brung in the box office $239.3 million, and it was released in theaters in August. So yeah, but either way, who
I
you
have
think?
a question.
What's up?
Who is Bad Bunny?
He is a music
He?
artist. Yes.
I thought that was a girl. I
No.
thought that was the white girl that wanted to be. Never mind. Never mind.
Well, maybe we'll talk about that off air. Bad Bunny played the
Yeah.
wolf. Bad Bunny played the wolf.
Oh, I'm gonna
Yeah.
shut up because I
Mhm.
thought okay. I think I'm mixing people up because I thought that was a whole woman.
Whoa. Yeah. No. Mm-mm. Bad Bunny is definitely a guy. Yeah. Who
I
knows?
wasn't trying to be
Let's shut
funny
that
for the
up.
interwebs. Usually I am, but this time I did not
It's
know.
like I really didn't know. I heard the name. I didn't know how to apply it. Who to apply it to?
No, seriously, I didn't.
I get it.
I, Damn.
I actually mentioned this movie to a few other people, and I was like, "Hey, Bad Bunny's in that." And then I had other people who were like, "Hey, Bad Bunny's in that." And I was like, "Yeah, I already knew that." But there were other people when I would say it or I would mention it, they'd be like, "What? Like, hey, you know what? I don't even know what he looks like. Like, which character was he?" And then I tell them like, "Oh no, he was the wolf." And they're like, "Oh snap!" Well, excuse me, I had already looked before I seen the movie, and I knew he was the wolf. So, but either
I
way,
thought that was the Cash Me Outside chick.
oh no, what's her name? Bad. It doesn't matter.
I'm not,
We're not
like I
even
said,
gonna
I'm
worry.
not even trying to be funny. I thought that was the
I know her name
Cash
is
Me
Bad
Outside
something
girl.
too. Yeah, I get you. But yeah, no, that's wow, that's interesting. I'm not sure how that correlates. Either way, Bullet Train. Bad Bunny plays the wolf though in the movie, so he's in it.
Okay.
But we'll talk about what he's in it, and what he does, and all that good junk. Um, so what are you guys' first impressions? Who wants to give their first impression on the first time for the first impression of the first time of this episode, all the way in the first couple of minutes? First.
Go ahead,
Go
Nick.
ahead. Oh no, go ahead, man.
First thing I thought was, I thought it was exactly Smoking Aces 3 or 4 or whatever. I thought it was just that kind of movie redone. You get all this, or I like those heist movies where you have an all-star celebrity cast of people just going back and forth doing whatever they doing with hitmen and stuff like that. That was my first impression, but I thought it was still pretty good. My favorite part though was definitely at the end, but not for the same reasons as the other movie. That's my take. I enjoyed it.
Nice. Yeah, I think. I mean, I saw this when it came out, and I watched it again tonight, and I enjoyed it. I thought it was fun. It's a pretty straightforward action type movie that is stylistic and fun, and has some pretty funny moments, and the
Mhm.
action is pretty enjoyable as well. I think Brad Pitt does a pretty darn good job. I like the setting. I like that it's contained on a train. Yeah, there's a lot of really fun stuff about this movie. If I wanted to critique it, I say it might be like 15 minutes, 20 minutes too long. Um, but that's a minor critique. Overall, I think it was a very fun movie to watch. Good action flick, and yeah, I think there were some interesting things in this for sure.
Agreed.
Keelan's on mute.
Oh, is that what that is?
Oh wait, my back. I'm sorry. Um, I fully agree with both of you guys. This was definitely a good, enjoyable movie. If you watch the credit, or excuse me, the trailers, um, like Nick said, very straightforward. From the moment you got introduced to this movie, you know exactly what it is. Within the first 6 minutes, you're on the train. There
Hmm.
is no hesitation. You are on the train in about 6 minutes. You're introduced to the stylistic dialogue that you're going to be introduced to. And it changes with most characters, but for the most part, it's very, I don't know, it was very
It's the
early
same director
2000s.
as Deadpool 2, so you can
Ah,
probably.
okay, yeah, that's an easy way to describe it. It's very Deadpool. It's like
Mhm.
very early 2000s comedy. Ryan Reynolds comedy, actually. Yeah, just
Isn't
rapid fire comedy. Whether it's
yeah,
good or
Bennett,
bad,
isn't
it's
he?
just rapid fire. Say it again.
Isn't he in it?
Yeah, he is actually. Oh
Yeah,
yeah, Ryan Reynolds, another person that was in that 33 people I didn't name. That's in this movie.
right.
Or did I might have said Ryan Reynolds? I'm not sure. Channing Tatum is also in this movie. Didn't mention his name.
Tragedy.
It's always a tragedy. Are you kidding? You know what? I'll
Something
give that dude.
happened.
I will give that dude credit. No, I will give that dude credit. When his friends pick up the phone and say, "Hey, you want to be in this?" Yes. I don't even think he lets them finish the sentence. I think he just looks at his calendar. He sees the date. He's free. He says yes. He shows up on set. I really think that's what happens.
I think
I ain't
there's
even
a
disparaging him.
I think there's a very suspicious trend in his cameos.
Oh no, that yes, I think there's an overly suspicious trend in his cameos, and I honestly think, if I'm being totally honest, I think it's him taking a jab at his modeling career. I
Maybe,
really
or
do.
maybe he's just trying to tell us something.
I
At
don't
this
think he's
point,
trying
it
to tell
feels
us
like he's
anything.
trying
I
to
don't think
tell
it's
us
a secret.
something.
At this point, I don't think it's a secret. I'm not
I
sure
Me
what you're
mean,
either.
you
talking
seen
about.
this is the end, right?
Yeah,
Yeah,
that's what I mean.
seen everything he's in, and it's all exactly that. Unless he's the starring role, and then even then, at some point, there's a joke thrown in, and you just kind of start like, why? It's almost like when you see certain actors. I'm not gonna name no names. We know all the black actors that were in every movie with their shirt off, and we started thinking, yo, that has to be in their contract.
Um,
Don't make me do it.
Why would you want to
yes,
have that reference in your contract, though?
Listen, when you look at
because
the movies and you look at the people who consistently don't have on a shirt in every movie, you think to yourself, this shit must be in contract somewhere. It absolutely, it's like the sex appeal thing, right? Once you learn that something is valuable or equitable or marketable, I'm not sure exactly which word fits there, but once you learn that something works for the masses and it puts asses in seats, you're gonna do it every time.
yep.
And because that's the name of the game, putting asses in seats. If you gotta take your shirt off, hey, take your shirt off. You might be the most modest
No, I
person in
was
real
talking
life.
about Channing Tatum. I wasn't talking about somebody with their
Oh,
shirt
Right.
off.
why is he in the movie? I
No,
mean,
why is it
No, why is
every time he does a cameo, he has to make some sort of weird,
sexual reference.
yeah.
I
Why
think
would
it's
spicy
in
that
his
be in his
reference?
contract.
contract?
I think it's in his contract because he started taking such PC and safe roles to get the dough that this is how he lets it out.
Maybe.
He's always like the out of pocket gimpy dude as a cameo.
Fair enough.
Hey, what's up, Corey? Corey's here. Corey says he was really great in Foxcatcher. That dude can act, or maybe that was just great direction. I think he can act, honestly. I think he's great in everything, even the weird cameos, which I think is why they're so believable. And we have the question as to why. Because you're too believable, and why? But hey, you know what? I don't think we're ever disappointed. I think every time I see Channing Tatum pop up on screen, I do this. Here it comes.
Right. That's the
And
exact sentiment now.
but if I'm being honest, when a movie is getting too serious or it's a little too confusing and he pops up on screen, that's when I go, okay, I was missing the ball. This isn't supposed to be a serious movie. Period. Like once you see him pop up as a cameo, it's automatically like, okay, this is
Here we
bullshit.
go.
Like, let's laugh about this.
Right.
And yeah. Now I'm not excusing it because I would too like either some explanation. Sorry, I got the movie rolling in the background for reference, and Bad Bunny just pops up on screen. It's just funny. Um, so I think it's absolutely like just one of those things he does, and he enjoys it. I'm not sure why he enjoys it. I just know that when he pops up on screen, it doesn't hurt. Asses and seats.
Mhm.
In fact, I have an actual answer. I'm sorry. I think I went too long.
Channing Tatum's not putting an ass in a seat.
He's
in
not
this
putting
for like
asses
3
in seats.
seconds.
I mean, no. And
Oh, you
that's
got
Right,
blackballed.
I think we're spiraling out of control about Channing Tatum.
No. That's the thing. I think that's what I realized we were doing when I said and I just caught myself. So I apologize. Channing Tatum was not in this movie long enough to put asses in seats, but
No.
it's something that I recently heard. I can't remember what I was watching or listening to. It was somebody's show, and they were talking to a director. I think it was Tarantino they were talking to. But either way, it was the sentiment of sometimes you get that insert from like a producer or somebody at a studio, and it's like, oh well, we should put this person in the movie because I can get this person in the movie, and it's like, all right, I'm gonna give them a shit role. But then if something falls flat on its face, they can say, oh well, see, I got so and so to appear in the movie. I did my best. Like, it's not my fault.
This shouldn't have gone any farther than Channing Tatum's in this. The fact that we've given it so much time is
well, who took it further? How do we? No. Okay, let's not find out why.
It was Corey's
We've all contributed to the shenanigans.
Dang it, Channing Tatum! You said of all movies, Channing Tatum.
He's like one of those pills or something. You just can't get him out.
Well, maybe he does put asses in seats because he just took up like 3 minutes of our dang show for no reason.
That's true.
I mean, he catches attention. God dang it. Take that. Can we erase that? Oh my God, we're live.
Nope.
So the father pops up on screen.
Corey.
It was me. Good job, Corey. So Wataru's father, aka the father, pops up on screen, and we learn that he is being taunted by his own father simply because he could not protect his son when his son was clearly pushed off of a roof and hurt. Then we jump on to Tokyo and we meet a gentleman named the Ladybug. Yeah. Let's just get into it. The Ladybug has to get on the train for a job. You find out that there are a bunch of other assassins on this train. What are the names of the assassins? I'll tell you. We have Lemon and Tangerine, the twins. That shit's funny. They're like, that's funny, right? Citrus twins,
right?
Anyway, and I think it's just they're the sour twins, but I don't think anybody catches that anyway. Then you have the White Death, who's not on the train, but he is important. You have the Prince, who is a young lady. Nut job. The Hornet, who we find out much later, is probably the deadliest person on this train. My opinion.
Well, I mean, maybe her, but it's her snake.
Fair enough. Her snake is the deadliest. Yes,
snake is really causing all the problems.
You're right. Absolutely. Let's see. Who are the other assassins?
The wolf is there. He jumps on in a minute.
The wolf comes. I think that's really everybody. All the major plays. Kimaru is the father. He is an assassin technically. And then we do meet the elder much later, who is Kimaru's father. But we'll have to explain how Kimaru's father is involved in this and why. I think that's all of our major players in this game. We're gonna get into. I guess we're gonna have to talk about favorites because I have a favorite, but I think we all might be around the same.
I have a hated.
Ooh, what do you hate?
Ooh, what do you?
I had a most hated.
What's your most hated?
I think you guys know.
Hold on, let me think.
Oh man, I said my favorite part was the end.
Oh, the Prince.
Is the Prince? That's what I said.
Prince.
The Prince.
I liked her. I thought she was so hateable. That was the perfect.
She was ultra hateable.
Oh, hateable. Mm-hmm. From the very moment she appeared on the screen, I was like,
nasty.
Is that a person?
Is that a person?
No, it's a demon.
The face looked so mechanical.
Look, don't do Joey King like that. She out here to look creepy on purpose. She's supposed to have that deadpan ass look. She does that in every movie, and it's like, all right, now I'm wondering, are you doing this on purpose or is that your real face? Because when you smile,
it looks like
you have life in those eyes, but when she doesn't smile, it's like, yo,
man. And then when her interactions with Tangerine, yeah, that That was on point for me the whole time. And then at the end was the best, the absolute best. Because
Oh,
I
you
was
mean
hoping it was going. I was hoping it was going to be be the snake.
oh yeah, snake that bitter. Oh, you mean
Yeah.
lemon or tangerine? Tangerine's the white guy.
Technically Tangerine.
Oh,
Because he has a
lemon.
moment with
Her
lemon too.
interactions with Lemon, I think he means, right?
Yeah, that's what I mean. Yeah.
Everybody, I'm sure, would have wanted him to be Tangerine, but I like how they did that. I don't know why. It's like they just seemed like he would be in a better Tangerine. Like that would have been a better name for the black dude, Tangerine.
You know what? And I enjoyed his character thoroughly because he was ridiculous.
I do want to say I resent the fact that I just said out loud that the better name for the black dude was Tangerine. I don't
I'm
think
gonna
the
let you
name
eat that one.
for anybody in this movie should have been Tangerine. Lemon, I'm fine with. Tangerine,
Yeah. Tangerine doesn't really roll off the tongue very well. Lemon is fine.
Tangerine sounds like actually I think Tangerine is a YouTube comedian that I've
It was
seen.
probably on purpose because the obvious choice would have been lemon and lime. So it was probably just to throw it all the way off.
Yeah, either way, I like it. You know, they're twins. Just remember that.
Right.
They could have been cucumber and pickle for all I care. Oh, dang it.
Moving right along.
All right, well, let's get into the name of the game. The name of the game is Find the Briefcase and Take the Kid to His Daddy. Let's just get to it. The kid does not get to his daddy. In fact, the moment Tangerine and Lemon, who have him in custody, turn their head, he's dead.
Bam.
Very quickly.
Very quickly. So, the name of the game is Find the Briefcase. The place or the venue for this game is on the Bullet Train. The Bullet Train has 16 cars. 6 of those are first class cars, 10 of those are economy class. And it has, I'm not sure how many stops. I think it was 5 stops before we get to our final destination, which is Kyoto.
Yeah, the destination was Kyoto, but it seemed like it was going to be like a 5-hour trip or something like that.
Yeah,
it seemed like it was going to be a long trip.
Well, it was a bullet train, so what? Bullet trains are supposed to be able to make something that is something like a 5-hour trip in about an hour.
Maybe.
I believe.
I've never been to Japan, so.
Or 2
I
hours.
hope we get to all ride on the bullet train someday.
Someday.
It looks
That'd be
fun.
nice. Yeah.
It does.
The
I
way
know
the
people
way
will
our
agree with
country's
it.
going is that we might ride a train and then get a bullet. So
Fair.
Big facts.
Yeah.
Things you don't want to agree with, but yeah.
Things that make you go,
All right. Woof, woof, woof.
Oh yeah, speaking of howling like a wolf, I will say there was the scene with Los Lobos, with the wolf, which they should have really called him Los Lobos, but that's a whole nother
Right.
thing.
I agree with that.
Legitimately. I do like the scene where he was about to shoot the guy, and you see they had a movement, and you see his shoulders kind of roll, and I'm like, why they got him doing his little mini dance moves and junk in a movie? Like, don't be, just shoot the gun.
Man.
Well, no. Did he even have a gun? He had a knife.
No, he shot the one guy, the wolf, and he shot a guy. Where were they at? Like a money trade off or exchange for something, or
is it in his introduction?
Yeah. This was because it was really it was in his introduction. Hell, the wolf only gets an introduction in the fight scene.
Yeah, I do like that the way they did that. I think that they were able to sort of really maximize storytelling in those montages that kind of give you a little bit of backstory. I think they did a really good job about that because it wasn't necessary, but it was also like, oh, this is cool because in 45 seconds, I now know this dude's backstory.
Right. And I was sitting there looking at him like, man, they giving him a whole, he got his whole backstory going. And then it's like, boom, 30 seconds.
Done.
Like, wow.
It was pretty cool though. I like that they did that because it also gave you that understanding that nobody in this movie is non-expendable. Like anybody can go at any time. Like you just met this dude. He's already out of here.
Winter came and went pretty fast.
Came and went.
That knife just bounced off the briefcase.
Titanium.
Yeah.
And that the way that they gave him an introduction, you would have thought he was like the next superhero rolling in.
Yep.
Like you would have thought he was the John Wayne badass of the crew. It was like, yo, when he gets there, it's going down. But right at the end of his introduction, boom, he's right to the train already. Like, wait, hold on.
Yeah. Well, this movie definitely does it'll throw you the curveball and then give you the explanation for it. So they do that with the wolf. They also do it with the water bottle.
Yeah,
Um,
that's the trope of the we keep hearing through the movie. Tangerine keeps saying, no, sorry, I did it. Lemon keeps saying, shoot first, ask questions after. No, first Tangerine is saying it, then Lemon saying it.
mhm.
And I think this movie pretty much did that as well. They shot first and then they asked questions. Like they shot the movie and then they said, does this make sense?
It also
And it
flies
did.
off the rails at the end. So that makes sense.
It's an assassin movie.
Kind of
That
like
was
us.
to me.
Yeah.
Yeah. We're an assassin podcast. That's how we do.
That's right.
Corey's saying that there's a Zeppelin song called Tangerine.
Oh.
And
I've heard that.
a Zeppelin song that has Lemon song too.
Oh.
Maybe this is just one big Led Zeppelin
Led
tribute.
Zeppelin reference.
We don't-
It could be.
yeah.
I mean, hey, listen, there were a lot of things throughout this movie that I was like, yo, that seemed like it was a reference to something. Overall, yeah, I liked it. So Lemon and Tangerine are twins. And we find that out right before we find that out right before we find out who the White Death is and why everybody is here and what's all going on. So throughout the whole trip, we never get his name, the White Death's son, do we?
No.
Yeah, so the dead
He's
kid,
died. He dies so fast.
right? The queen, I guess the princess, if that's the
Maybe. Yeah.
but yeah, the White Death's son ends up dead, and really quick, you get in a situation where Tangerine realizes, oh, Lemon doesn't know who we're dealing with. Let me remind him or tell him because he never reads the paperwork who exactly we are hired by. And you come to find out that they're hired by a Russian guy who was so deadly that he got exiled from Russia, came over to Japan, and took over the Japanese underworld.
hmm If I were Lemon and Tangerine, I would
Is that like The Last Samurai?
You call it.
kind of a little bit. But at the point that the son dies, isn't that a wrap? Isn't that game over?
I would think so. I mean, I think
Yeah.
that's what Tangerine is getting he understands it, but he's trying to find a way around it.
Damn,
And Lemon
dude.
doesn't know enough of the story to really be on it.
Corey's always got these tidbits of knowledge, man.
Was
finished. Simo Heya, aka the White Death, was a Finnish farmer and hunter renowned for killing 505 Soviets during World War II.
Jesus Christ, man.
Dude,
Point.
that's brutal.
Where do you find this stuff?
Either he's lightning fast with the Google or just a repository of knowledge.
Man,
either way, I'm good with
A
it.
little bit of both.
I got a ton of
Both.
useless knowledge rattling around in my head at all times. That's
Well, he
that's actually
just
useful.
proved that that's not it's not useless.
Right.
Yeah,
That was
not at
useful.
all. Geez, that just tell us more.
Kind of blew
Corey.
your mind.
Yeah,
This is
imagine
kind of give
killing
you a whole new
505
perspective.
people. Oh my God.
Wait, I don't think that's the guy I heard, but I have heard a story of a guy who killed like 40, 50 some odd people in one fight. I think they also talk about that in this movie, right?
Oh, I don't know. But it's happened. Yeah,
I feel like
many
that's in this
times.
movie as well. But I feel like I heard the story recently, and it made me think like, damn, that's some crazy shit. I feel like it might have happened in this movie. I might have heard something similar as well.
Well, his fourth
Either way,
movie is coming out
apparently
soon.
Who's that?
His fourth movie is coming out soon. I'm looking forward to it. One fight, 40 kills. I'm looking forward to it. Comes out soon.
Don't know what you're talking about.
Starring Keanu Reeves.
Oh God. Okay, got it. Hey, fair enough.
Fair enough.
Searching the names from
Dang.
somewhere. Got it. Hey,
There
that's
it
a
is.
really good search category to utilize to get information. Because hey, it's been getting some good stuff. But so we get through and we find out. So where were we? The White
Kinda
Death's
in the
son is
middle.
dead, Right. And the ladybug uh has the briefcase. But then the briefcase ends up getting over to the prince because the prince has Wataru's son and everybody is being kidnapped. And I think that's probably the coldest part of this whole thing is that the prince is the one who pushed Wataru's son off of the building so that she can get his attention and use him as a fake assassin because apparently he wasn't one of originally, but now he is. Um and kill her nemesis,
Father.
aka the White Death, aka yes, her father. And which we don't really get that until the end, but yeah, the way she's going about it, it's like, oh, he is the worst, and you could never get next to him. You are his daughter, ma'am. You are allowed at the dinner table.
She was just throwing a temper tantrum.
That's it.
Right.
That's all this was.
She finds her brother dead. She spits on him, and like, come on, lady.
Yeah.
You are
That was
Yeesh.
just uncalled for.
that whole family. I'm glad that whole family just was done. By
Dysfunctional. Yeah.
yeah, that's a bloodline I didn't need to continue.
Not at all.
I did like the uses of saturated lighting again that we get in this. A lot of the neon lights, particularly thinking of the Momo or the Momongo car that's like
Right.
all neon with the Pokemon looking thing in there.
Yeah, like it's almost alive, kind of.
hmm
Only thing this movie was missing was somebody throwing up the peace signs.
Right. And they even had what's her name? Kimiko from The Boys.
Yes,
She
yes.
was
That
she was the hostess.
yeah. I think I shot her out. Yeah, there was a lot of like random placed people, but then it was mostly characters that you would get good shots of, or they would have one interaction or something with somebody's like, hey, isn't that so and so? Like the train car attendant was the can't remember his name right now off the top of my head, but
Yuro
he's the guy from
Nakamura.
Heroes. Yeah,
Mhm.
from Heroes.
Yep. Yeah, and Brad Pitt's character is kind of like Mr. Magoo,
A
where
little.
he just kind of stumbles through the whole thing, and because he
Yeah.
has good luck, he ends out.
Is it
Little
good?
bad.
I guess it is technically good luck because he always seem to be
Yeah.
okay
He
for the
does
most
kind of
part.
seem to have like the domino power in this movie.
Yeah,
Pretty much, yeah. That's exactly what it
Ironically.
was.
that's
Ironic,
funny
bro.
because Zazzy's in the movie too.
Right.
Domino's in it.
Exactly.
Yeah.
And gets killed because of his luck. But yeah, and he even alludes to whether or not that's good or bad or how that all works out through the beginning. Like that's really what his whole journey is, trying to figure this all out.
Can I just say for a moment that Zazie Beetz is absolutely gorgeous.
Yes, you may. You can say it twice. Go ahead.
Absolutely gorgeous.
Is that
Why
the
not?
Hornet?
Yes.
Yeah, goodness. It's the
Bitch.
hair for me. It's the hair that does it for me too. Goodness.
She said bitch a lot while they were fighting.
She says bitch a lot in everything. I
It's
think
so
that's in her
funny.
contract that she gets to say
Okay.
bitch as much as she wants to. She
Gotcha.
can ad lib bitch into anything, I believe. I think that's a part of something she wrote in. Just.
I'm
what's
here for
something you would like- Look, so Zazzy, what's something you would like to add to your contracts? I just want to say bitch
Mhm.
as much as I want to, bitch.
kind of like Scary
Sam
Terry.
Jackson and Scary Terry.
Shout out to Rick and Morty.
Oh snap! Okay, got it. I guess it's similar.
Because Scary Terry says bitch. Never mind. All right.
No. I guess, but I'm saying I guess it's similar. I guess it's not as funny to me in the moment.
All right. My bad. I'm sorry. I shut
No.
up.
It's hilarious. I'm sorry. Damn it! Did I do that?
I'll just go fuck myself.
You know what I'm saying? Like, damn it.
I'm gonna go fuck myself, bitch.
I feel like I hit the joke with a cow pride, and that was not the point.
That is a risky assassin, though. One that uses boom slang venom.
Right.
That's
Very
why I said
risky.
she had to be the deadliest because she out here using poison and shit.
Well,
Yeah.
that's a poison that's only used for effect.
Yeah.
And I
It's
mean,
pretty
I don't mean
nasty.
death. I mean because it's a display.
That's her all around calling card.
Yeah.
Right.
That's what
Because
made me dope.
from every orifice, yikes.
I mean,
I
she
did
put
like
it into
how-
a spray, she put it into a needle, she somehow got it into a cake. She was pretty crafty.
I did like how Brad Pitt handled her, though.
Yeah.
Just, because a part of me was like, oh, is she going to be like a super assassin that like totally beats the crap out of him? And he just wrapped her up and was like, "Nah, sorry, you're
Yeah,
I was
like,
surprised he struggled
Yeah.
as much as he did, though. To be fair,
I think he had to a little bit just because, and he
oh,
even gets the dig while she's dying. He's like, "Oh man, I'm sorry, I'm mansplaining you. Let me stop."
let me stop.
I
I
did
think
like that part.
I think the reason he did struggle just a little bit is the nature of what her talent is. It's not so much that she's a great or a skilled fighter. She just has to be have like sleight of hand. She has to be just quick enough to jab you with that damn needle before you can put too much on her.
Mhm.
Right.
So if she nicks you with the needle, she got 30 seconds of fighting your ass off just to stay alive. Everything else is life because you about to die. So it's not so much of that. It was him knowing he has to be more cunning than she is. Because that's the nature of her as an assassin. It's not like
Yeah.
she's some force assassin or
Right. It's not
Like-
like she's over. She's not like she's shooting people or overpowering them.
no perfect
Like-
precision, nothing.
At the end, he's like, "You didn't bring two
Which
antidotes."
I was surprised. Like, damn, she didn't bring two. Damn,
Always have a backup.
always have a backup.
Mhm.
That is a bad notion that you only have one antidote. All you have to do is knock it out of your hand, and he didn't even have to need it.
Right?
Ugh,
And he
terrible.
wouldn't even cared at that point. Just like, all right, I'm safe.
Look, he would have let her save herself. I guarantee you. He seemed like a pretty nice guy.
Which is weird.
Ultra weird. I wonder what his body count was. Pause.
He said he only does snatch and grabs, so
Ah, he
he
did
was
say
he was
that.
just the guy that steals stuff. So
Right. He's not even he's not a I don't think he was an assassin in the same regard.
he's not a carver. That's why he hates carvers so
Yeah,
much.
yeah.
Right.
Because Carver's whole thing is murder, murder, kill, kill.
Right.
Or just being douchey. Whatever. I wonder why he wasn't on the train. If that was a real thing.
Who?
He had a
Carver?
stomach flu.
He had a
Yeah.
stomach thing.
Yeah, I know. I wonder if that was a real thing or if he had the heads up.
He might have known.
I think I
That's what I'm saying.
think Carver was in on the goof stick. When you're
Bullet
that kind of
Train
a
2.
guy, you definitely are. You have more going on than just that. I think Bullet Train 2 would be Ladybug going after Carver for putting him in through that shit.
That's what I
Yep.
was saying. Yeah,
Yep.
for sure.
That makes absolute sense.
I know Carver's the big bad.
Or this time, but it's not a bullet train; it's on a blimp.
It's on a blimp.
Yeah.
Oh no, don't do us like Speed. Speed was
Yeah.
on a bus, then a boat, and then I don't know what Speed.
Nah,
was.
it was a cruise ship, wasn't it?
It was on a ship.
it a
at
cruise
one
ship?
point. Cruise
That's a
ship.
boat.
Yeah.
That's a boat.
Speed 3, I think.
Was that Speed 3? Well, what was one? One was a bus. What was 2?
Oh, maybe 2 was the boat.
I think 2 was the
I don't
boat.
remember. Yeah.
Well, I just don't know what 3 was, honestly. But probably was another bus.
Mm-hmm. Maybe an airplane.
Oh, it might have been.
You can only fly 200 feet above the ground.
Could have been space then. Who knows?
That would be cool.
Jeez. You must
Speed
stay outside
in,
of the
in space.
You must stay outside of the atmosphere. We will fire bombs. We will fire nuclear bombs.
Mhm.
Uh-oh.
You know,
Did it just go German?
Well, I mean, back then, those were all those movies were in the early 2000s, so they would have had to make it a European bad guy. That's all we had back in those days.
Fair enough.
The Miraculous
so.
Ladybug is a Nickelodeon cartoon character. Actually, yes, it is. Another song, pretty big theme song. This is after my cartoon generation. Apparently, it's been a top 10 kids show for over a decade now. Damn, over a decade. I've seen the logo and all of that because kids. But yeah, nope, don't know nothing about the song.
Yeah,
And-
my cartoon generation was Ren and Stimpy and Rocco
Fair,
on
same.
Nickelodeon. Back when Nickelodeon had Ren and Stimpy on it.
Throw in some Mummies Alive, and I'm right there with you. Maybe
Mummies
some
Alive,
Street
yep.
Sharks Attack.
There
Mhm.
you go again with that one.
Huh?
There you go again with Mummies Alive.
Always.
He
I
likes
will
it.
always bring up Mummies Alive. Are you kidding me?
Didn't like it.
You shitting me, buddy? You didn't like it? That's like saying you didn't like The Simpsons in 1989.
See, that's where I am with gargoyles. I don't.
what?
Wow. You didn't like Gargoyles?
Sorry, I never got into it.
You know
I
what?
think it was.
We doing it again.
I think it was on after Ninja Turtles, and so I just never watched it.
Oh man,
That was about Ninja Turtles.
Gargoyles was amazing. You know they're doing a. Here we go. See?
Shh.
Okay.
quiet car. And I'm like, so anyway, we get into who the White Wolf is. Everybody turns out that the White Wolf is pissed off, and the reason that this entire thing happens, the reason that you get all of these miraculous fight scenes, the reason that um, you get this crazy snake out is everybody's been doing their job normally, but the use of their job has led them all to a situation in which they fucked up and they killed the
Hmm.
White Death's wife. That's not good. Even though the White Death 2 has messed up and dropped the ball, but we'll get to that in a moment. So, what's happening is the White Death has hired everybody because the Bolivia job caused him to be away from his wife and his family, which let his wife leave the home because he told her not to leave and she left anyway. Thus, she gets hit by a car. Now, the Bolivia job was carried out by the twins. The twins who are actually proud that they're on the job because they were asked to be there because they did the Bolivia job.
And they think it's a badge of honor.
They think it's a badge of honor indeed. Then you have the prince. I guess she wasn't on the contract, but she's there anyway. But the reason that Ladybug is there is Ladybug was filling in for Carver. Carver was supposed to be there. The reason that the Hornet is there is the Hornet killed the surgeon that could have saved the White Death's the White Death's wife.
Mhm.
That's how everybody gets there, except for the only guy that's not supposed to be there, Ladybug. It's kind of crazy. It's a little weird.
Well, the father kind of is not supposed to be there either.
Who's that?
The father.
Kimaru?
Yeah.
Yeah, but he's there
He was
because
a
somebody
victim of
else who's not supposed
circumstance.
to be there. Yeah, but he's there because somebody else who's not supposed to be there, who is the prince. She's not supposed
Right.
to be there.
Right. So you got a few people who ain't supposed to be there. They there because they don't have no choice.
Right. Now, when I get a chance to leave a fucked up situation, I'll leave.
Man.
I don't care if your backpack's stuck. You're getting left.
Bye.
Isn't the father's dad Scorpion?
Yes.
Okay, cool.
Pretty sure that's the same guy.
Mhm.
And he did a pretty damn good job, just like he did in that. I think we got the sword play we wanted out of him in the beginning of Mortal Kombat in this.
Yeah, agreed.
So that is him.
That's him.
Oh yeah, I thought that was a standout. I don't know his actual name, but I think I actually mentioned him. I think he was one of the people I mentioned because he plays the Elder, and he's one of those people I was actually excited to mention. Yo, he's in his movie, along with I guess Channing Tatum, who I didn't realize we were so excited to talk about.
We were very excited about that. And the elder is Hiroyuki Sanada.
Thank you.
That's his
Oh,
name.
Hirosuke Sanada. Yeah, that was actually did say his name. I had to struggle with it for a minute. I paused, read it again, said it in my head 3 times, got it. Hirosuke Sanada, and we were good.
Hiroyuki.
That's what I said, right?
You say Hirosuke.
Oh, damn it. Sorry. I apologize.
Keep on trying, buddy. You'll get it.
At least I put in the due diligence, you know?
Hey, Kyoto. It's okay.
No. Oh, man. So the Ladybug has the case stolen from him and all of that goes down. I did like the fact that the prince, she put the bomb in the case and put the bomb in the gun. That was pretty
That's
smart.
really not a lot of money for all of this trouble.
Oh no, they say it was 10 million, but I'm guessing it was 10 million yen or something.
It wasn't even like 250,000.
There was gold in there though, fellas. And you remember it was deep. It was a quantum case.
It was a quantum case, right? Yes. It was a Mary Poppins bag. That's what it
Oh,
was.
Mary Poppins couldn't hold what was in there.
Because I could count about 160,000 in cash,
Mhm.
and then 4 gold bars that looked like they were maybe like 10-ounce bars.
Yeah, that those gold bars were probably 40,000, 50.
Maybe.
That's pretty impressive to be able to spot that money like that.
Yeah,
It's still only about $250,000 to $500,000 in that.
I was
briefcase.
thinking like 350.
Yeah.
It's play money, Mike. We're not that smart. Come on.
It's super play money for a guy that rules the underworld or whatever. But I guess he just wants to kill the people. So
that's all. That's all everybody was there for. Fake money.
Mm-hmm.
And he was getting back his own money. Take money. Fake
Sure.
money. Yeah, I don't know. To me, it looked like it probably was only like 30,000-40,000 altogether. But you have changed my
Ladybug
mind,
needs
so I'm gonna land
Lady
around 350K. Hmm.
Yeah, Ladybug needs to have a word with whoever his agency is because they
Maria Beetle.
hired him. Yeah, Maria Beetle. Is that
Maria,
her?
Maria Beetle. Yeah,
Oh, okay,
we
right.
meet her later, but we'll talk about that in a moment.
She's not a
Um,
very good handler.
no, I mean somebody sold all of those files.
Somebody okayed the
Yeah,
job.
big
Yeah.
A lot
facts.
of lot of recon work not being done there. And yeah, so all I'm saying is he clearly, I guess he didn't survive. You know what I mean? But we'll
Watch,
get to
he's
that.
going to be in the next John Wick.
He is the next John Wick. What are you talking about?
Well,
You
the
see the
Told
way
you
he,
director
four
did
times.
John Wick 1, so
I
you see
just
the way he
told
flew
y'all
the
number
train in the
4 is
back?
coming out soon.
right.
You did say that. Look, when it crashed through, when that train crashed and he just flew, I was like, oh, he's the next John Wick. So yeah, so everything about this movie was set up by the White Death. It was actually a good movie though, like we were saying. It's fun. It keeps you entertained. The action is high. You have little scenes like when they are told to get off the train and you have all the like b-boy looking assassins sitting around and I'm like, what is this? The Warriors? Like what's going on?
Hmm.
What are they about
I'm
to do?
out to play.
That's what it looks like. But that was a funny little scene how he played that out when you get the breakdown and the explanation of the White Death and how he got to become who he is, but then you find out who the elder is, who Kamaru's dad is.
Mhm.
Uh, that was kind of dope as well.
I did find that in quite a good plot point.
Hmm. Like a way to make that full circle. Like somebody
Yeah,
has to be skilled enough and an elder enough to take on this guy. And oh, you guys thought about that. All right, got it. Thanks. And
Yeah.
yeah,
I think this
so
movie does a pretty good job about addressing its sort of like conveniences.
mhm.
Because there's a lot of convenient things in this movie for sure, but you kind of don't really care all that much because the movie is aware that don't look too deep into the reasoning as to some of these things happening.
Right.
I mean, but that would just take away from the fun of the movie itself if you do that
Right.
too,
I know.
Yeah, it's
and
a
that makes sense.
right. I think it's a time and place kind of a scenario. Like this
Well,
movie
when a
wouldn't
movie's not fun, then you start criticizing it.
Right.
So it's like it's as long as it's fun, you could be like, "Oh, I don't care what you do."
I can use the word.
Yeah.
Movie
I'm
was
surprised you
fucking
haven't used it
fun,
yet.
man. Yeah, man, but I don't want to get shut down this week.
Right.
I wasn't sure. I wasn't sure if we were all on the same page, but it was fun. I know we were on an enjoyable part,
Yeah.
but I
yeah.
be overusing fun, and I don't know if I go too far. So I was holding off.
I mean, when you intro the movie with a Japanese cover of the Bee Gees, you got my vote.
Right.
That's fun.
That's fun. All right, cool, dude.
Hmm.
You know what?
I
You
did like
win,
that too, to be fair.
You win. And you know what? There was a couple of Japanese covers. I think maybe 3 in total that I heard.
All of them, I think. I think all of them, the
No, a few were
popular
the
songs.
English. Yeah, a few were
Really?
English versions. Yeah, a few were English,
Mm.
but not all of them. And I'm thinking it was more about clearance. Probably which one could you clear first, the Japanese version or the English version? But cleverly done either way. Or maybe there's just some English in some of the Japanese versions. Maybe that's the case.
Could be.
Maybe.
But first Tangerine finds Lemon dead and Kimaru dead, which we find out neither are actually dead.
Yeah, no.
Which means Tangerine needed to do a much better job of learning to check for pulses.
Yeah,
Right.
he could have been alive.
Because everybody was alive apparently.
Yeah.
Like
I suspected that everybody was alive, and I was just like, "Oh, okay, so they're dead." All right, if that's the way they want to do that.
well, luckily for Lemon, he was wearing a vest, which he told Tangerine he wasn't.
And that's exactly my point. I was like, I bet he wearing a vest, and he just sleep from the dang sleep powder.
Mhm.
I said that.
forgot about the sleep powder that quick too.
And I didn't. It was the first thing I thought when I saw him. I was like, I don't think he did. He probably got the vest on. He was just talking crazy because that's his brother. You talk shit to your brother.
Right, this is true.
Camaro
I
needs
feel for the movie
to-
Okudo.
And then the twist to that is his brother gets shot in the neck after they talk about him not wearing the body armor because he could get shot in the neck.
Yep.
Kamara needs immediate medical attention, though.
Yes, for multiple
Yeah,
reasons.
absolutely. I mean,
He's
he got shot in the belly.
at the end, he's just still chilling there with his dad. Like, hey, go find an ambulance.
Man, it
Got a bullet in him.
they say that's one of the worst places to get shot because you just kind of bleed out and then you can get complications and get sick.
Mm-hmm.
Even if you survive it, it's one of the worst places to get shot.
Right.
I've heard. I don't know. I've never been shot and don't plan to.
Don't plan to.
It's
Yeah.
because it pierces your poop tubes, and then you got
Exactly. That's where the complications come from.
Mm-hmm.
Yikes!
Who
Yikes!
knew? I am at a loss for words here.
That's death by sepsis.
That just nasty.
Right.
Humans are gross. I mean, you think about it.
Agreed.
We just have balloons of poop sitting in us.
I disagree. I'm fantastic. I think I'm amazing.
Oh, okay, cool.
That's what people.
The rest of you can be what you like.
Oh, that's how you feel. The rest of you, you know what? Tell you what happens when you get stuck on the other side of the bullet train glass.
I'm gonna probably break it with my fist because reasons.
To be fair, he did have brass knuckles on.
He did have brass knuckles in that moment. That disappeared.
But that should. I don't think that would break anyways.
I thought that glass was also bulletproof, so yeah, pretty sure he wouldn't be able to punch through it.
Yep. I'm thinking you are correct, sir.
However, he does bust through the window and get back onto the train after he was kicked off the train during a fight with Ladybug. And eventually, a little bit later, he is shot because he is about to kill. Her name is the Prince, but Ladybug doesn't know she the bad guy, so he's trying to wrestle him with the gun. He gets shot in the neck. Next thing you know, she's trying to kill all of them. Oh no, it's all bad. But then the elder shows up, and that's when things get really interesting to me. I think this movie was really fun and good, but when he showed up, it was like, this movie's about to get methodical. Like you about to start seeing sense made of certain moves. Before it was just fast paced action. Like, all right, whatever happens, like you guys said, it's like it makes sense because. But once the elder came into play, it was like, oh, okay, that's why that went down that way. Like I didn't get it at first, but
That all makes sense.
yeah, it's some real Batman things going on around here.
Mm-hmm.
Batman things.
Yeah, I didn't realize I said that either. Corey says, was trying to find some the Prince song reference. Only thing that kind of makes sense is the Metallica song. It's about knowingly selling your soul to the devil for the fame and riches. Maybe. Or it could be about the artist. My name is Prince and I am funky. But I think that's a good reference right there as well.
It's also the Prince character is very Machiavellian, and Machiavelli's book was called The Prince. You can kind of draw the lines there. She's very Machiavellian. Only thing she cares about is power.
Mm-hmm.
Hence being called the Prince.
Fair. Maybe that's her. Oh, okay. But she didn't say she called herself the Prince. She said her parents called her the Prince. Oh, actually, that still might be the thing. Her parents looked at her like Machiavelli.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. I can't remember. It was some other story of something that was Machiavellian, of someone trying to kill their parent or father or something like that for power. And that's exactly what she did. I can't remember that story. Either way. So once the elder gets on the train, and then we saw the whole, like we already talked about it, but just that whole exchange between the Hornet and Ladybug and him jabbing her, and she's just like, bitch. Oh, you don't have a backup? What do you think, bitch? Like, it was, I don't know. I know we talked about it already, but just thinking about it just now, I had to say it out loud again because it was just clever to me. But it's the way her characters always kind of come off. And that's something I liked about this movie. I watch a lot of reviews and interviews with actors and directors and stuff. And this seemed like one of those movies where actors were able to just be free and be themselves, maybe ad-lib a little, but just own their characters, no
Mhm.
matter how short-lived they were. That's enjoyable. That's always an enjoyable characteristic, and it kind of translates very well for me. Um, but so the elder tells everybody, or tells Ladybug and the prince, that she was a general, or excuse me, he was a general in, what was the guy's name? Missy Yaga, Missy. And the old guy, the original general, the original runner of the underground, and the big boss's general army, he was a general. He was on his way up, and he is basically the guy that the White Death took his place in rank and then took out the boss. So now we're here. You have the prince, who is the White Death's daughter, has pushed the wrong grandson off of a roof. And
Yep.
that's how we end up getting the Kimaru and White Dragon fight, which is pretty cool. Even when it seemed like the White Dragon had the upper hand, it didn't really seem like he was going to win, but he did have the upper hand in different moments. And the only thing he asks is that they help his son escape before it all goes bad.
Right.
I thought that was pretty honorable of him.
Well, he's an honorable guy. That was the whole point.
True. Yeah, because he did say at some point he had even lost his taste for the life, and he had agreed with his boss when his boss told him that. Yeah. So basically, the White Death was waiting for everybody, and when the elder got there, the White Death realizes, oh shit, there's somebody here I know, and he's like, yo, what are you doing here? And it's like, yeah, your daughter fucked up. That's all. Like, now come get this work, because we were destined, we were fated to come back into line with one another.
Mhm.
In the middle of all that, it looks like the White Death's gonna win. Kimaru's son, the father, throws a bottle, smacks him in the face, throws him off. Next thing you know, before anybody dies, boom, train is off the tracks and they're flying through the woods, through the high-speed train, and then they're flying through the city, through the village, which was also crazy.
I like that scene.
I saw that on two different screens. Wow. Yeah. I don't care if you're watching it on your phone or if you're watching it on a TV, HD or not. Wow. That was great. That was just a wow. Yeah.
I like that scene, but it was definitely unbelievable that anybody survived any of that.
Ultra unbelievable that anybody survived. But for the sake of this movie, yeah.
Also, I mean, the train goes careening through a wall and then down a hill and then into a village. It's like, that's a lot of movement.
It was like at 400 miles an hour. Yeah, everybody would be
Right.
dead. No question.
I mean, the train would also disintegrate before it even gets to the village.
Yes, it would have been a larger explosion.
Yeah, it would just tear apart. I mean, like, that thing is just made of aluminum. It's not made of steel or anything.
Right. That's true as well.
It's like having a plane do that. Plane would just rip to shreds.
Right.
I think we seen that once in history not too long ago, but I ain't gonna say that else.
You're not.
So we find out that the reason all that happened is because Lemon gets to the cab of the bullet train and can't read Japanese, even though he is so infatuated with trains that Thomas the train and Thomas the tank engine.
Thomas the Tank.
But yeah, the Thomas show inspired him and taught him all about people, whether you were a diesel or a tank or all of the different types of cars in the train world. However, it did not teach him how to either read Japanese nor drive a bullet train. And that's how we end up careening off of the rails, because he needed to make it move. And that somehow saves everybody's life, because everybody gets thrown around this 400-mile-per-hour moving train, thrown through a village, as Nick alluded to a minute ago. Nothing disintegrates, and everybody stands up and walks out with mostly just dirty faces and bloody noses.
Yeah.
The strongest survive, and I guess that's everybody that was on that train.
I think that's my biggest plot hole right there, though.
Well,
how Thomas the Tank didn't teach him how to read Japanese is beyond me.
You silly as hell. No, I think I wouldn't say a plot hole, but one of my favorite things about this movie is that you find out at the end that there's a character that none of us were paying attention to. Well, I was slightly paying attention to it, but I didn't realize I was paying attention to it, and it's the Fiji water bottle.
Mm-hmm.
Right. That was pretty interesting and funny because it was there the whole time, and it really was there the whole time. But so Ladybird Ladybug is unhurt. The white dragon is unhurt and lives. Until he thinks he's Billy Badass and he goes to shoot.
Did you say Ladybird?
Quiet you.
Ladybird is what the British call ladybugs, so it's the same thing.
Haha.
Oh, I thought we were talking about King of the Hill.
Imagine no.
My bad.
Nah, it's all good. I was talking about what Nick said.
Yeah.
What Nick said. So the white dragon lives until he decides, oh, I have this gun. Oh, it's my daughter's gun. Let me shoot you with my pow.
That was dope.
Half my face because she put an explosive in there, like she put an explosive in every damn thing else. Because she likes to put explosives in things. Because she's an explosive person with an explosive personality, and she's never heard the song "Explosive," but you know she does explosive things to people. Explosive. That was kind of just boom shakalaka. It was crazy. Either way, everybody survives. They're walking away, and then you see the prince who pops up, and she has to let everybody know she's the white dragon. Oh wait, no, you can't be the White Death.
No. Right.
You know why you can't beat? Oh wait, that's not what I said right now. Anyway, she's the White Death, but she finds out she can't be the White Death. And for all we know, she was gonna say dragon because all she can say is "I'm the White Dude," and she gets hit by a tangerine truck. Tangerine truck that happens to be driven by Lemon. If that's
iron.
not it, I don't know what is. If that's not
Sweet,
fate, I don't know what it is. She was
iron.
supposed to be killed by Tangerine, and Tangerine was supposed to survive this debacle.
Well, that's why Ladybug says, "Is that karma?"
Mhm.
Oh, for sure. That was definitely karma. But karma is the name of the event. The name of the person who arrives to pick up Ladybug is Maria, played by Sandra Bullock. Who I'm guessing Maria Beetle is her name, and Maria Beetle is the original name of the book before it is translated, and then it turns into a Bullet Train. And Maria Beetle is his handler, and basically saves him and comes and picks him up in a brand new spanking car that was looking real nice, looking all futuristic until the power line falls on it. And you then start questioning once again, is it bad luck or good luck that Ladybug has? Nobody knows. Nobody knows. And then I also like that even after diving out of the train, oh, wait. At the moment where Lemon is talking to Ladybug, and he's like, I'm sorry I killed your brother. And he's like, it's all right, bruv. I've got a new brother. And he's like, really? Fuck no.
Right. I smelled that coming.
Hilarious. And then he tackles old boy and dives out of the train into the water. But he survives and then finds the gun first. And old boy just shoot him off. Get out of here.
Can I just also call BS on that too? Him jumping off the train into the water and making it just officially just say that's nonsense. That's nonsense.
Also go back to calling BS on him getting shot multiple times through the vest. None of them going through, and her not making sure she killed him.
You know, you can deal with that because I mean, cracked ribs, you can still survive. It hurts, yeah.
That's a fair point.
But
cracked ribs while you're
he's definitely not going to be doing any of that stuff.
No, not at all.
With them broken ribs, he might have had a punctured lung with a rib.
I mean, he had a better chance at surviving than anybody on that train.
So. Fair enough. Considering he was under the sleep powder.
Yeah, I suppose so. When you put it that way, I suppose so. But
he would be the limpest body on the train. Paul.
All right, you get that. I get it to you. For the sake of plot armor, I'll get it to you.
You, sir. So, final thoughts, final concepts, missed things that I felt like this movie was straight to the point. Fun through and through, but straight to the point. There's not much you could miss. And the things that you can miss, you simply weren't watching the movie. That's the only way you missed it. But yeah, Yeah. Any other
Mhm.
thoughts, guys?
I can't wait for the sequel. Lemon's Revenge.
Lemon's Revenge. Nice.
Yeah.
Yeah, they could
No,
probably spin
it's the
off of it.
arrival of Carver.
Right.
Yeah,
Oh,
that's
or
that's
we
who
get
that's who everybody's gonna go after.
Right.
how about we get a short movie called Carver's Day Off, and he really didn't have a stomach thing, and he was playing hooky.
Right. But on a random humbug, he just didn't want to go to work.
Yeah, that would actually be funny.
Mhm.
But yet it has to be Ryan Reynolds.
And then he puts on the Deadpool outfit, and then he goes off the rails.
Oh, what if we find out? Okay, we'll stop there. Um,
His real name is Wade.
Wade Carver, Carver Cunningham,
Yeah.
Carver Cunningham, Wade Wilson, same guy. So with that being said, let's get to ratings. Ratings. And so before we get to ratings, actually, favorite character, worst, most hated character, might go.
Most hated was obviously from the beginning. I said it was the Prince. Most hated. Favorite character. Probably the Snake.
Okay, fair.
Probably the Snake. Because I just got to be different and difficult. Because I didn't really like any of the other people specifically. I mean, Zazie Beetz is just, I just have a thing for her because she's absolutely gorgeous.
Fair.
Just gorgeous.
I don't know. Favorite character. I don't know. I like Brad Pitt. I think he did a pretty good job. I liked all the characters really. I don't think that there was anybody that was bad. I think that the Prince is hateable because she's supposed to be. So
Right.
Was there a character that I didn't particularly like? No, because like most of them were so inconsequential that it really didn't matter. So, yeah.
Train car, the conductor, he was hateable too.
Hiro Nakamura, yeah, he was fine. He was trying to do his job and check his tickets.
Yeah, annoyingly, but yeah, it was funny.
Yeah,
Or
but yeah.
Or the concession girl. Why not? We can go with her.
I liked her. She was doing nothing, and she's in The
She was
Boys.
funny.
So
Yeah, I'm like, she was actually funny. Because it was like how she just kept moving around, getting stuff, and it's like, yo, I need to fill my way. Hey, no, I need to get over here now. Just fucking my way.
Well, he did ask for a water.
Right. That was.
I would, if I was her, I would be like, "What are you guys doing in the snack cart?"
Right. Read the room, lady.
She couldn't ask that.
Yeah.
She was in trouble. She asked those kind of things. Okay. My favorite character was the Lemon for sure.
Makes
But
sense.
he had most of the comedy relief. He had most of the interesting dialogue. He had most of the interesting character flaws.
Flaws.
And then no, none of the characters have flaws per se, but like just it makes you interesting as a character. But
About to say, you take that back.
you take that back. My least favorite, I won't say I hated a character, but my least favorite character for sure was the son. Short-lived, but the character lasted a lot longer than the actual actor had to act as him. Yeah, all right, cool. You set up your son to get killed. Why is he on this train? Because he really don't. I don't know.
He's dead.
He's dead.
He
That's
says
it.
like 2 lines and then he dies.
That's it.
So.
I think he was like a huge misdirect, and so the character itself I didn't care for because of the misdirect. I felt like he was going to be a bigger part. He also looked like Bam Margera.
Really?
Yeah, a little bit.
I guess so. Yeah. I didn't even make the connection.
I understand. You know, I was watching skateboard shows and crap way back around that time, so you know. But with that being said, so those are my favorite and least favorite characters, and now we can get into those ratings. Ding 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 ding. I'll go first. Yeah, I like this movie. I like this movie a lot. I actually think I might watch this movie again. Wow, I might watch this movie again within the month, if not the week, depending on how much time I got on my hands. Fun movie, nice movie. Interesting. I'm sure there's plenty of things that are missed, plenty of reasons to rewind and look again. So I'm gonna give this. Jeez, I might want to go higher than this, but I'm gonna give this a 7. Damn, yeah, I'm gonna give it a 7.
Fair enough. I was thinking somewhere along the same lines myself. About a 7.
Nice. Okay.
What about you, Nick? Where you at?
I think you guys are on the money. That's where I'm feeling it. I can't really give it much higher just because,
It doesn't hit those other ranges.
yeah, it just doesn't hit like the heights that it would need to be an 8 or above. But it's a fun movie. It's a lot, you're not gonna hate it, and you'll definitely
Right.
enjoy yourself. So yeah, a solid 7. I think it does a really good job. Brad Pitt's fun in it. All the actors do a very good job. Some of the music is good. Some of the cinematography is fun too. So yeah,
Mhm.
solid flick. It's a solid flick.
Excellent.
Excelente. No, yes, indeed. I agree. This is a really solid movie. It's a solid 7. That's 21 out of 30, so it gives us a solid 7. Um, yeah. With that being said, please go ahead, tell your friends about this review of the Bullet Train movie. If you like the Bullet Train movie or you dislike the Bullet Train movie, jump on in the comments. Let us know about that. Tell your friends about that. Send them our review of the Bullet Train movie, and then let them tell us how they feel about it too. And maybe we'll reconsider if you guys don't like this movie, and we'll be like, damn, we are off the money. And maybe we'll find out that there are other people who think like us. If everybody jumps in the comments and says, hey, yeah, we like it. Maybe you'll even download this episode just because you need reference to prove to your friends you're not the only one who likes the Bullet Train movie. Like, I'm not sure, but just in case you need to know, all of those are options for you. Thank you guys for checking us out here on the Screen Time Continuum. We will be here for you guys on Sundays, on Wednesdays, bringing you reviews of movies, shows, depending on what's going on. We haven't done a series in a while. You never know. We might be thinking about one, or you might just be getting some more movies. Either way, we appreciate you for coming over here to the Screen Time Continuum. That's right. Sundays and Wednesdays for the Screen Time Continuum. On Tuesdays, you can check out If Numbers Could Talk. On Thursdays and Tuesdays as well, you can check out Strawberries and Coffee over on Twitch. The Exofathom is available for you on Fridays on Facebook, Twitch, Verbal, Rumble. Did I say YouTube? And YouTube. As well as This Merry Moment on Saturdays. Check This Merry Moment out on Saturdays. They are also available on Facebook, YouTube, Spotify, a lot of different platforms. Type it in everywhere you go. You never know. You might find us. And then on Sundays, I already said it, right back here, Screen Time Continuum. There is a list, as I just gave you, that you guys already see. You just get all of those lined up. You can have a playlist of podcasts going. We have a lot of material out there. Been doing this adding these additions for quite some time. So, hey, there's a lot of material out there for you to catch up on, and more coming to you. So stay tuned. Hit those subscribe buttons. Say it again.
You gotta plug Mike's.
That's what Mike said.
You gotta plug Mike's Twitch channel.
Oh. Gotta plug Mike's Twitch. Hey, Mike, what's the name of your Twitch channel, Mike?
King_of_Illian.
King_of_Illian. Check that out.
ILLIAN.
Yeah, Illian, Jillian without the J. Illian.
Don't
Fill in the blank. Illian. No, sorry. I'm sorry. I'm not sure what Illian is. So I apologize. I did not know Illian was a thing. So King of Illian, underscores between each of the words. Check Mike out over on Twitch. Any particular days, Mike, or just impromptu?
Nah, I just jump on when I jump on. Sundays prominently.
Sundays for sure. Check that subscribe button, hit that like button, hit that notifications when you go over to the King_of_Illian on Twitch, and you will know when Mike goes on, as well as all those other names that I gave you: the Exofathom, Screen Time Continuum, If Numbers Could Talk, Strawberries and Coffee, This Merry Moment. All those shows, hit the like share, subscribe, download, comment, all of that. We appreciate you guys for checking us out for this episode of the Screen Time Continuum. I am Keelan.
I'm Nick.
And I'm Mike.
Appreciate you guys. Thanks for hanging out. Hey, Corey, thanks a lot for hanging out, brother. We appreciate you.
Absolutely, Corey.
Thanks, Corey.